When you think of the word phenomenal in professional wrestling, nobody comes to mind more than AJ Styles. And that's for good reason. I mean, look at his accomplishments. Former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE World Champion. He has done this and so much more in this century alone. And that's made me think, is AJ Styles the greatest wrestler this century has seen? Welcome to the Wrestling Universe channel. My name is Cosk, and today we're going to discuss, is AJ Styles the greatest wrestler of the 21st century? To see AJ Styles' accomplishments and to see why he is one of the greatest of this generation, if not the greatest, we have to see what he means to so many of the major companies that we see today. And we're going to start off with the company that AJ Styles built, a company which would be nowhere near the promotion it is right now without him, TNA Wrestling. Now known as Impact Wrestling, this promotion has been cemented by AJ Styles. He means everything to this company, and you just have to look at their history to see that. He was in their first match ever, teaming alongside Christopher Daniels and Low Ki against the Flying Elvises. Then he became a legend of the X Division Championship scene, the X Division in general. He innovated the wrestling world as a part of this X Division and changed how pro wrestling is done in the ring to this day. I truly believe if it wasn't for the young AJ Styles we had, wrestling would look so much different than it looks today. His matches against the likes of Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels, that triple threat, changed pro wrestling forever. You look into some of his more main event stuff alongside Kurt Angle, alongside the likes of Sting. He was a top guy, and he was doing top guy things throughout his run. He's a former multi-time world champion there. The image of AJ Styles celebrating with confetti going off, with the entire roster and the fans holding him up in the air like he is God. That image is cemented into my brain. He was everything to the company. He was called Mr. TNA for a reason. AJ Styles, when it comes to Impact Wrestling, is the guy. He is the man who made the foundation. He is a pillar for that company. In 2014, after 12 years with TNA as the face of the company, AJ Styles would move on to greener pastures as he signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling as the leader of wrestling's top faction, the Bullet Club. And I truly believe the Bullet Club would have not become the top faction in professional wrestling if it wasn't for AJ Styles. He took it from being one of the top factions of New Japan to the top faction of New Japan. And he'd also expanded to companies like Ring of Honor. This was, to me, the peak of AJ Styles' career. This was his magnus opus. This run was fantastic. His in-ring ability was like nothing we've seen from AJ Styles, and we've seen greatness from AJ Styles in the past. This run was the peak of his aura. This run was the peak of his everything, really. Like, this run was fantastic. This run was AJ Styles at his best. At New Year's Dash 2016, AJ Styles would be surprisingly kicked out of the Bullet Club by Kenny Omega, and what followed was one of the most surprising moments of the past 10-15 years, as AJ Styles, Mr. TNA himself, the leader of the Bullet Club, would make his debut in WWE. This was massive. This was a huge deal. AJ Styles, the Royal Rumble 2016, entrance number 3, would turn up to the WWE. The pretty much anti-WWE guy is what the fans associated him with. The guy who people never thought would go to the WWE. Maybe he was too short, maybe he didn't have the charisma for the WWE. But his New Japan run, his TNA run, proved all of that wrong. And the WWE took a chance on the Phenomenal One, and vice versa, the Phenomenal One took a chance on the WWE. One of AJ Styles' biggest challenges of his entire career was the transition to WWE. We've seen so many top talents of other promotions come into the World Wrestling Entertainment enterprise and completely fade away. Due to bad booking, not due to their own talents, and a lot of fans were fearful that AJ Styles was just going to be one of many. But I feel like his run blew all expectations out of the water. AJ Styles, a multi-time world champion. He's had great feuds with the likes of Roman Reigns, John Cena. He has a win over John Cena. Like, his run there has been incredible. He's a former tag team champion. He's a former US champion. He's a former IC champion. He's had great matches with the likes of Daniel Bryan. He's had a, lack of a better term, a phenomenal run there. And this, to me, is not the peak of his run, but him at the top of the mountain. AJ Styles, a top guy, a world champion for the biggest wrestling company in the world. Like, this isn't his best in ring work. This isn't the most exciting AJ Styles has been, but this was AJ Styles being a complete full package of a wrestler succeeding in the world's biggest company. And not just succeeding, but thriving. And he's still a fairly big star there today. He's kind of faded out a bit, but that's due to age. And he's still a regular on TV. He's still arguably a main event talent, or at worst an upper mid-card talent. And this is what I'm talking about. AJ Styles in every company has succeeded. He succeeded in the WWE. He succeeded in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He succeeded in TNA Wrestling. He has taken the wrestling world over. He's an innovator. He's grown so much. He went from kind of being a bit awkward as a character to being really well-rounded. He's beloved by the fans. He's one of the least disliked wrestlers in the world because we've seen him grow into this incredible talent, and it's been such a sight to see. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think AJ Styles is one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation? Thank you for joining me. My name has been Cosk. Have a good day. Subscribe for more.